Hi everyone, I'm Robin Shears and welcome to my studio. One of the things I love about painting nocturne scenes especially is just playing with different lighting effects. I'm always drawn to really strong light and shadow, and that even carries on into the night where we may not have the strongest types of shadows, but there are very interesting light effects. And one I've always been interested in painting those, whether it's inside or outside, and whether it's moonlight or a man-made lighting. Um, so I love to do like night scenes downtown and urban scenes and in restaurants. Sometimes some of the most interesting effects come from the man-made lights, like vapor lights or candlelight, or a dimly lit restaurant, or something with a lot of bold oranges and reds and kind of these unnatural colors. It's a lot of fun to play with. But one thing, when we're working with night scenes, we have to deal with kind of a different palette setup slightly, and different value structure. So that's one thing we'll want to talk about today, and we'll play with a couple ideas here. One of the differences with our palettes will be that we will be working on colors kind of down, from the middle of the value scale to the bottom. So say like your 5s to your 10 value range is going to be fairly typical of where our values are going to fall, but that doesn't mean we're not going to want to have some of the complements up here and the warmer tones. We still want to be able to capture or put in some warmth into our paintings. Everything otherwise will be much too cool, a little dull. So we have to be willing to push ourselves a little bit and find ways to put warmth into our paintings. And we'll use these as our complements, of course, to gray down and dull things. So in addition to these normal colors, which I would use on my palette, I'm going to put up also a Prussian blue, which is going to be a really helpful and beautiful color to help us get into this kind of the nighttime skies. I also have a phthalo type blue. Going to add that there. Now you'll notice I don't have black on my palette. One of the reasons is I typically want to mix like a what I call chromatic black, and I use either the alizarin crimson with the sap green, or well, it could be sap or viridian, or preferably for me, phthalo green. So those are the colors I'll be working with today. And let's get started here. Frequently when I work, I like to work directly onto a light canvas. I don't generally tone my canvases, say, but in this case, I had an older piece of painting that didn't work out, and I used some of my palette scraping to put on a new surface. And so it is kind of mid-toned, which will help also as we want to darken some of these areas quite a bit. Let's see, I have done this kind of, I showed the little sketch. You can see here I had started once. I had a lot of sort of palette knife on it. Let's see. So I'm just going to first start to map out my scene here. Try to figure out I have a low horizon kind of spot here. So this is fairly typical. I'll just kind of, what I call my road map. I'll start to make some marks where things go. Generally, I'm not going for perfection here, even just, making some marks. And I like to hold my brush pretty far out on the end. Keep it loose. I'm not trying to draw here, just making some notes. So I've got this post up here. This is where I'll start to make some decisions too about, what am I going to put in? What am I going to leave out? Okay. Oh, and then I do see, so there is quite a bit real dark back here. So this is where we can get, kind of mix our idea of a chromatic black and go ahead and get that deep value on there. Then, I mean, the rest here is going to be sky. And so this, I'm just going to go straight in with this Prussian blue here. And I want to get that dark deep of the sky. And I'm thinning it a bit with the odorless mineral spirits here. Now on our horizon, it starts to lighten up a bit. And so this is where I'm going to pick up a little of this quinone blue, which has fairly a purplier kind of tone to it. And I'm not adding white. And the reason at this point, of course, is to try to, keep that any opaques out right now and just get this deep dark of the high part of the sky, especially. We got this midnight blue kind of happening, and it goes all the way over pretty much. But I do want to like have that a little bit of change as it moves across, left to right and top to bottom here. Okay, now, so I'm going to pick up, I've added the cerulean blue hue, knowing I was going to probably end up needing it. And one thing I can do now, instead of trying to lighten my color here to get across that sky or, down as it comes down to the horizon, I'm going to add cerulean blue to it. So I'm going to get a little bit more opaque color, and it's coming down here. And kind of going to wrap this around the building too here. So this way I'm not lightening the colors I have here very much, but because I used a blue already, and I'm not worrying about edges and getting tightened down and, making things very exact or correct right now. I mean, I can always go in and correctly do things, but I think sometimes I like just to have suggestions and leave it as suggestions for as long as I can, really. And that's the great thing also about nocturnes is that, things that leaves a lot to be suggested, and we have to like eliminate details. Okay, so I filled in a lot of my, just the darker values, say, and I'm working my way into the lighter values. Compare kind of the value and the color I want in here. Okay, feeling pretty good about that. And looking forward to doing some more.